Yo, tell me we're not living in an alternate universe where reality TV has officially eaten itself alive because the streets just caught fire again. Lil Scrappy, yes, that Scrappy just blew the entire internet into a frenzy after exposing Bambi in the most savage, blindsiding, emotionally gut-wrenching way possible. And let me tell you, this ain't no regular cheating rumor. This is visual, verifiable, video evidence of Bambi locked in a kiss that should have never seen the light of day. So now the question echoing across every group chat from Atlanta to LA is simple. Who was she kissing? When did it happen? And how long has Scrappy been sitting on this dirty little digital bombshell? Was it Stevie J? Was it someone from production? Or was it a complete curveball that nobody saw coming? The kiss. Heard round the culture has fans clutching pearls, slamming phones. Okay. And gasping like it's the final scene of a soap opera. And the real gag? Scrappy ain't just hurt. He's furious. And baby, he came with receipts, timestamps, and heartbreak in high definition. This is betrayal filmed in 4K, leaked by someone who clearly wanted to watch the world burn. Stay tuned. It all started with a blurry video clip that hit the internet like a digital earthquake, setting timelines on fire and throwing fans into a frenzy they didn't see coming. One moment, things were quiet to quiet tan the next. Lil Scrappy's world had cracked wide open with a leak, so wild it looked like someone had been sitting on it for months, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The footage, a grainy but unmistakable kiss. Not just any kiss either, it was Bambi, the so-called queen of composure, locked in an intimate, slow-motion, high-definition moment with someone who absolutely was not Scrappy. The internet exploded like 4th of July fireworks on caffeine. People started scrubbing through the frames like forensic analysts, pausing, rewinding, zooming in, squinting, and debating whether the man's watch matched Stevie J's signature iced-out wristwear. Others swore they recognized the hotel hallway's wallpaper from a Love and Hip Hop after party back in 2022. Speculation turned into theories, and theories turned into digital chaos, because this wasn't just about a kiss, it was about loyalty, betrayal, and the kind of emotional uppercut that makes you question everything you thought you knew about someone. Scrappy, who had been eerily quiet on socials for weeks, suddenly dropped a cryptic post that simply read, "You broke me," under a photo of him staring off into a rainy Atlanta skyline. No captions, no hashtags, no explanations, just heartbreak in grayscale, and that was all it took for the internet to implode. Fans flooded the comments section, begging for answers, while others flat out declared war on Bambi, dragging old clips of her crying on reunion specials, gaslighting Scrappy in confessionals, and calling her performances Oscar-worthy. Meanwhile, Bambi kept posting like nothing happened. A spa selfie here, a motivational quote there, and silence on the one topic that was setting group chats ablaze. But silence isn't innocence, and Scrappy was done playing the fool. Close to the couplonymous, of course, Tay so confident claimed Scrappy had seen the video weeks ago. Tay had been trying to handle it privately for the sake of their child. According to one insider, he was blindsided, not by the kiss, but by who filmed it and how long it had been floating around in people's phones. That statement alone sent the conspiracy machine into overdrive. Who recorded it? Was it a friend? A foe? Someone from the inside? One popular gossip blog even hinted that the leak came from a burner account connected to a disgruntled former cast member who had beef with both Scrappy and Bambi. The betrayal wasn't just romantic, it was strategic, and the timing, suspiciously close to the rollout of Scrappy's upcoming documentary on fatherhood and fame, which made fans wonder if someone was trying to sabotage his comeback before it even launched. Meanwhile, digital detectives got to work. Some users traced the video metadata and claimed it had been sitting in someone's cloud for over a year. A year that meant this wasn't some new mistake, it was a secret buried deep, only to rise like a zombie at the worst possible moment. Scrappy now in full damage mode. began posting lyric-heavy captions like "The worst pain is smiling while bleeding" and "Loyalty ain't love if it ain't real." Each post felt like a dagger, aimed right at Bambi's glittery Instagram facade, and fans ate it up like Sunday dinner. One follower commented, "She fumbled a real one for a side piece with a rented Benz." While another wrote, "He gave her the world and she gave him a storyline." But the moment that truly flipped the narrative came from Mama Lil Scrappy's fiery mother and chaos ambassador-in-chief, who took to Instagram Live with all the fury of a woman scorned by association. Crown on head, drink in hand, and no filter in sight, Mama D stared directly into the camera and said, "I told y'all, from day one, that girl was poison wrapped in pretty." The comment section erupted. Some were quoting her like scripture, others remixing her line into viral TikTok audio, and a few even turned her rant into a ringtone. But Mama D wasn't done. She claimed she had receipts of her own text messages, voicemails, and even a confrontation caught on camera that never aired on the show. Whether those receipts ever see daylight remains to be seen, but the threat alone was enough to push the drama into overdrive. Meanwhile, Stevie J's name kept swirling around the mess like smoke from a fire nobody wanted to admit they started. Fans connected dots, reposted blurry images, and claimed they had eyewitnesses who saw Stevie and Bambi leaving a hotel together months ago. Stevie's response? It's a vague boomerang of him toasting a drink with the caption, "Mind your business?" That only made things worse. Some claimed his silence was admission. Others said he was enjoying the attention too much. And a few speculated he'd use this moment to pitch a new spin-off series. And Bambi, still quiet, still posting, still pretending the walls weren't crumbling around her, till suddenly a new clip dropped, not a kiss. This time, but a voice memo. A voice that sounded eerily like Bambi's, laughing and saying, "He too emotional. Always crying over something. I need a man, not a puppy." The internet lost it. Fans debated whether the clip was edited, AI generated, or real. Some defended her, saying everyone vents in private. Others dragged her, calling the clip the final nail in the coffin. And through it all, Scrappy remained silent. No live, no interview. Just more cryptic posts, like "When love rots, truth rises, and this time, I ain't saving nobody but me." Asterisk, the tension only got worse when fans started unearthing old clips from Love and Hip Hop episodes where Bambi would subtly undermine Scrappy, roll her eyes during his heartfelt confessions, or completely brush off his attempts to open up about their relationship. What once seemed like normal reality TV drama now looked like a trail of red flags blinking in plain sight. One clip in particular went viral where Scrappy told her, "I'm trying, I just want peace," and Bambi replied coldly, "Then maybe try harder." That line, paired with the leaked video and voice memo, triggered an avalanche of speculation about how long she had been emotionally checked out of the marriage. The court of public opinion wasn't just judging Bambi anymore. It was re-examining her entire presence in Scrappy's life, like a bad case study in manipulation. People who once rooted for them as a couple now called her performances manipulative, heartless, and carefully curated. Meanwhile, anonymous sources claiming to be former producers and stylists for the show began speaking out. One claimed Bambi used to flirt with certain producers on set, allegedly to get better screen time or edit advantages. Another said she overheard Bambi bragging about knowing how to cry on cue for the camera, suggesting that many of her emotional breakdowns were nothing more than calculated performances for ratings. The idea that Bambi's reality TV persona was a facade designed to win public sympathy now had traction, and fans began combing through seasons of footage to point out inconsistencies and patterns. But the fire didn't stop there. It exploded when yet another video leaked, this time showing what appeared to be Bambi in the parking lot of a known Atlanta hotspot talking closely with a man wearing a hoodie and a chain that social media detectives were quick to say looked exactly like Stevie J's signature piece. They weren't kissing, but their body language said everything. The moment they leaned in with no cameras around, no makeup crew, no storyline to push, just raw, unfiltered, closeness, it was enough for fans to declare it confirmation. And then came the receipts that couldn't be ignored. A gossip page dropped what it claimed were hotel booking screenshots under a fake name, but with an email address linked to Bambi's old business account. Room booked for 2 adults. The same weekend, Scrappy was out of town for a fatherhood panel. The blogs lit up. Twitter threads ran wild. Fans pieced together a timeline that started to look less like a coincidence and more like a premeditated storyline. But it wasn't just fans doing detective work. VH1 insiders allegedly began pulling footage from old unaired scenes to rewatch interactions that didn't make the final cut. One production member even hinted that some footage of Bambi leaving Stevie J's dressing room late at night during reunion tapings had been archived for legal reasons. That little breadcrumb was all it took for the audience to spiral. Conspiracy theories popped up about how long this had been going on, how many people knew, and why it was all being exposed now. Was someone inside the network trying to sabotage Bambi? Or had Scrappy finally gotten fed up and pushed to have everything released? Either way, the fallout had officially begun. Brands that once collaborated with Bambi were suddenly scrubbing her face from their websites. It's a skincare company that had been promoting a campaign with her just weeks before quietly removed all her images and deleted promo videos. A fitness drink brand went one step further and released a vague public statement about no longer being associated with her due to shifting public narratives. The message was clear: this scandal was too hot to handle. Meanwhile, Scrappy's team announced that he was back in the studio working on a new project. And fans were already speculating it would include lyrics aimed at Bambi and possibly Stevie J. The working title floating around was Unclogged, which sent the internet into another spiral of memes, diss track theories, and comments like "flushed her career down the toilet," and "when the tea too hot, you don't sip, you swim." Mama D, never one to stay silent, added her own fuel to the fire by posting a side-by-side image of a snake and a cartoon crown with the caption, "Not everyone who calls you king is loyal to the kingdom." Her followers immediately picked up what she was putting down, flooding her comments with declarations of loyalty and messages like "Mama D been new," and "they should have listened to you the first time." Meanwhile, Bambi attempted to do damage control by posting a heavily filtered selfie with a long caption about healing, growth, and not letting negativity win. But it didn't work. The comments were brutal. "Did you grow into someone else's bed?" one user wrote. "The only thing healing is Scrappy's career, now that you're out of the way," wrote another. The internet had spoken, and it wasn't on her side. What made matters worse was that a clip resurfaced from a podcast Bambi appeared on a year ago, where she joked about being the main character, even when people want you to be the villain. That line, once seen as empowering, now read like a confession. People replayed it with new context, dissecting every word, every smirk, every side comment like it was part of a criminal deposition. The narrative had shifted dramatically, and no amount of spa, selfies, or vague quotes about peace could undo the damage. Scrappy, still posting cryptic messages, finally dropped one that hit like a gut punch. A black and white photo of him sitting in a dark studio with the caption, "I gave my all, and she gave me a story for ratings. No more silence." The moment that went up, fans knew something was coming. Whether it was a track, a tell-all interview, or a live confession, it was clear Scrappy wasn't going to let this play out quietly anymore. And just when everyone thought it couldn't go any deeper, a second leaked message appeared online. This time a screenshot of a DM allegedly from Scrappy to a close friend that read, "I let her play house while she built a home with someone else. Now I'm tearing the whole thing down brick by brick." Asterisk, the second that message hit the timeline, It was like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire. Fans, bloggers, and even former castmates began reacting in real time as the emotional wreckage from this messy implosion spread faster than anyone could keep up with. Scrappy wasn't just hurt anymore. He was in full scorched earth mode. And from the look of it, he was ready to burn every fake narrative, every filtered photo, and every carefully managed PR illusion down to ash. Meanwhile, rumors began swirling that Bambi had been served legal papers in the quiet of night. Not only regarding joint finances, but also possible custody revisions. Sources close to Scrappy claimed he was ready to take back everything she lied her way into, and one insider even alleged that he had documented every questionable incident for the past year, just waiting for the moment she would slip publicly. That moment, they claimed, had arrived the minute she denied everything in private, but was caught on camera doing the exact opposite in public. The betrayal wasn't just emotional anymore, it was strategic, documented, and prepared for legal escalation. Blogs began dropping more clips, more grainy footage, more speculation. One showed what appeared to be Bambi sneaking out of a back entrance to a hotel while wearing the same outfit she had posted on Instagram just hours earlier, claiming to be at home resting and resetting. The captions on that post were now filled with accusations, snake emojis, and fans declaring her the queen of deception. And just when the heat was boiling, Mama D returned to Instagram Live, waving what she claimed was a printed copy of an email allegedly from Bambi to an unknown producer. In the email, she appeared to be negotiating her return to the show without Scrappy, with promises of new drama, new alliances, and most notably, a new relationship angle. Mama D didn't say much this time, but the smirk on her face said everything. The fans lost their minds. Screenshots circulated faster than wildfire, and theories piled up about how much of Bambi's story had been manufactured for relevance. Meanwhile, Scrappy was slowly stepping into a space he hadn't touched in years: sympathy. The same man once ridiculed for his emotional outbursts on camera was now being seen as the victim of a calculated betrayal. A man who tried to protect his family while someone else played puppet master with the truth. And while Bambi tried to keep her head above water, her silence started to feel less like dignity and more like damage control. Brands were dropping her left and right, not with loud announcements, but with quiet deletions, archived posts, and suddenly untagged photos. A fashion label that had just signed her for a capsule collection ghosted her entirely. And a well-known beauty brand she once endorsed wiped her name clean from its affiliate list. Scrappy's diss track finally dropped at midnight, just as promised. And if people thought it was going to be subtle or poetic, they were wrong. It was raw, vicious, and filled with lines that cut like razors. Kissed a clown, now you part of the circus, he rapped. Coup played house. I built a home. Now I watch it crumble from the throne. The track instantly went viral, climbing streaming charts and sparking thousands of reaction videos across TikTok and YouTube. Some called it the anthem of heartbreak. Others labeled it a warning to never let your guard down for someone who's good at lying. But one thing was clear: Scrappy had flipped the script, and now he was running the narrative. Even old friends and cast members who had once stayed neutral were now choosing sides. A former co-star posted a photo with Scrappy, captioned, "Real recognizes real. Long time coming." Another simply wrote, "Some masks eventually rot and fall off." The shift was undeniable. Bambi's empire, built on glam, beauty, and camera-ready love, was now hanging by threads as the court of public opinion rendered its verdict day by day. And just when it felt like this might be the final twist, a new development dropped. An anonymous account posted an audio clip allegedly recorded during a heated argument between Bambi and a friend, in which she allegedly admitted to keeping options because she knew Scrappy wasn't going to last forever. Whether it was real or fabricated didn't even matter anymore. The damage was irreversible. Her brand, her image, even her credibility crumbled. Scrappy, on the other hand, was being viewed as a man reclaiming his truth, telling his story and using his pain to rise rather than fold. His DMs, reportedly flooded with support and opportunities, were now part of the public narrative too. One source close to his camp claimed he was already in talks for a limited series focused on healing, betrayal, and fatherhood, one that would feature not just his journey but testimonies from other men in the industry who had been played, silenced, or misrepresented. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Fans were already lining up in the comment sections, saying things like, "You turned pain into purpose, and you didn't lose her. You freed yourself." As the dust settled and the timelines quieted, just enough to hear yourself think, it was clear this wasn't just another love and hip-hop scandal. This was a cultural moment, a relationship autopsy unraveling in real time, exposing the cost of image over honesty. And while Bambi tried to salvage what was left with vague posts about learning and growing, the internet wasn't having it. Screenshots, videos, memes, diss tracks, it all lived forever. There was no undoing what had already been seen, heard, and felt. And now, all eyes are on what happens next. Does Bambi try to rebrand? Does Stevie J speak up? Will Scrappy continue spilling truths he's kept buried for years? One thing's for sure, the truth may hurt, but lies eventually cost more. So now that the receipts are out, the video's leaked, and Scrappy has finally spoken his truth. We've got to ask, what side are you on? Was Bambi playing the long game from the start? Or did Scrappy just become the villain in a story he never agreed to be a part of? And what about Stevie J? Silent puppet or mastermind pulling strings behind the scenes? This isn't just another breakup, this is a full-blown reality implosion with real consequences. Broken hearts and reputations on the line. One thing's clear, the masks are off, the footage is real. And the internet is watching every move like hawks with popcorn. If you're as shocked, entertained, and speechless as we are, don't just sit there, drop your thoughts in the comments, because we need to hear what you think about this chaos. Do you believe the voice memos? Was the kiss just the beginning? And is Scrappy finally getting the justice he deserves? Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and turn on your notifications because, baby, in a world where the truth leaks louder than the lies, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Stay locked in.